Chat is.
There it is.
There we go. Maybe it just wouldn't sign in before. That was weird.
Go to your.
I will.
You gotta go and make sure you got the other thing done.
Oh, I gotta do that first. Hold on. Ooh. Maybe I feel bad for you. Okay, now.
April.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I am gonna put this while we're waiting on everybody to come on in.
Come on in, everybody. Oh.
I feel bad for you. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Dutch.
Paul, he's here. How are you, baby? I'm gonna have to scare you or something. You've been hiccuping for a while.
That'll be alright.
I wonder if it's that steroid.
Probably.
Body's probably trying to tell you need to take another one.
No, it's not what it's
Camo and bows. What's up?
That's so not what it's saying. It's saying don't take any more is what it's saying.
Probably.
Because didn't I have this reaction to one another time?
Not the last time, but yes, you have had this reaction before. And it's very possible that, I don't know, the last steroid, though, I think was prednisone, so I don't, this was prednisone, too. So I don't know if having
Geeky Gardens.
too many in a small amount of time might have been, I don't know.
Can y'all hear us?
We should be able to.
Well, I mean, the one mic is, but did you scroll down to see if that other mic was on?
It's off, see? And this is all the way up.
Turn that other mic up a little bit. Right there. There you go.
As long as we don't peak.
I don't think you're going to peak.
That's because we have it all the way over there.
Yeah.
So, Kim, what's up? My kids were asking the other day, they've seen that it's getting close to Memorial Day.
Oh,
I said, we haven't, I don't know, we haven't had a chance to really talk to anybody. We have been so busy and busy.
What's that supposed to mean?
So, it's been interesting, but I wanted to come on here tonight because we, we've been MIA for almost a month now, and we wanted to get to where we could check up with everybody, let everybody know what's going on, and just to kind of give everybody a quick rundown of what's been going on lately. This is new, so I apologize if I seem a little distracted because now I'm wondering what's going on with you. Definitely gonna talk to the husband to make sure. Well, I don't know if you're looking at the calendar, but that's next weekend, right? So, just saying. You need to hold your breath or something. He said, yeah. Woo! All right. Well, we'll be here either way.
You ain't going anywhere.
I ain't going anywhere. Man, that fever blister's gotten rough. So anyway, we have a lot going on here, don't we?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Oh, don't open that. Don't open that. Because that's brand new. That's actually for Mark. And
Mark
this
who?
too.
Mark who?
This guy right here, Mark.
Oh, Krager.
Yeah, I have to send it to him. But let me see if I got any more. I know I do.
Oh, I was about to say your kiss made him stop, but that would have been a lie.
Here you go. Gotta figure out our dog, though. Yeah, if we didn't have two already here, we'd tell you to bring them, but unfortunately, we already covered up in doggies. You're freaking me out with those hiccups. Because they've been going on for a while. A couple hours.
I have not been.
Yes, it is 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a couple hours.
It's not. I'd be hurting by now if it was going on.
How are you feeling, Jason?
I feel fine.
You're a lie. So, it's now been about 6 minutes. Kind of roll back about a month. At the beginning of the month, we had all of the Emmaus stuff start rolling in. Jason had his walk first that he participated in. And because of the format of that, I was unavailable on that Saturday. Then the following week, when it was my turn to go, because of the format, Jason was not available for that Saturday.
Yeah.
Then the following week after that, we participated in a marriage, I don't even want to call it a conference. It was a day.
It almost caused divorce.
It did not.
We were in the newlywed game. We've been married 18 years, and you got two.
Okay. I'm gonna throw this out to everybody that's in here. There's only 6 people in here right now. I'm gonna throw it out there. So the first question was, if your husband could be one of these superheroes, which one would it be? Superman, Iron Man, Hulk, or Spider-Man? And what do you guys think that Jason would pick?
I'm just talking peppermint.
You're such a cheater. Such a cheater. Whatever. There's only one Superman, and his name is Brian Williams. But I should have gotten extra points because I wrote on there because you didn't give Wolverine because Wolverine wasn't a choice. So I'm just saying. Captain Procrastination for mine. But
what?
Listen. Lagatha. Why are you being a turd? Huh? Why are you being a turd?
Come here. Come on. Don't breathe on me. Your breath stinks.
So, I'll tell you one little update. We went back to the back because we had some company come over and over the last couple weeks. And we went back to the back, and I'm pretty sure that Dory is pregnant with a calf because she is a heifer, full-on heifer, and has never been pregnant before, and so there's no need for her udder to fill up at all. It should still be tight to her belly. But it is not, and it is starting to fill up slowly. So we're going to keep an eye on her because she's pretty wide that I can tell. And fortunately, it would be Bucky's baby. So my guess is that it would be a small calf. So I don't think we have to worry about, you know, a big calf issue.
Who was that in there?
That is Surviving in Alabama. What's up, guys?
Hi, Surviving.
So that's exciting. But so we went to the marriage retreat thing, and that was previous Saturday. And then this last Saturday, what happened this last Saturday?
You started deer season way too early.
So last Saturday.
No, really, it was last Friday.
Right, but what did we do last Saturday?
Absolutely nothing. We couldn't.
Why didn't we do a live stream?
Why didn't we do a live stream? Oh.
Did we just not, like, it didn't even register? That
It might
we,
not
no,
even
we had
register.
something. We had something. What did we have? Oh, Blaze. We had company last weekend. Our friends who are on here occasionally, Breakaway Homestead.
Oh, yeah.
They came to visit last Saturday. Now, originally the plan was to kind of have a live stream with them, but any of you that know that when you've come to visit, there's a couple in here who've actually come to visit us. We're not really big about filming or doing anything like that when our friends are here. So a lot of times we end up...
Well, and plus, they were staying at a campground where they locked the gate at a certain time.
Yeah.
And so they had to leave out of here right about the time that we were getting ready to start the live stream or shortly afterwards.
Yeah, so we
get
just...
back there on time. And
so we just made the decision to spend quality time with them instead of, you know, trying to force hurry up doing a live stream here. So we're now back, at least for a little while, till the next thing comes along, I'm sure. But we wanted to come on and kind of...
Well, I went to the ER yesterday.
Yeah, give y'all a little bit of a heads up. So last Friday... we were riding down the road, and a deer came out of nowhere.
It was like manna falling from heaven.
Yeah. Deer came and hit the car, tried to jump over the car, and didn't quite make it. And
pretty much the car is totaled.
Yeah, pretty much the car is totaled.
If they fix that car, I'll be amazed.
Yeah.
If they choose to fix it.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
With the mileage and the year of the car, the Kelly Blue Book value was only like $2,500.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, but they usually try to give you retail value, and so I think the repair to the radiator and the hood would have been more than $2,500.
Yeah, the radiator was completely pushed, like, into the engine.
Because they'd have to replace the radiator, the frame that the radiator sits in.
Yeah. So it was definitely...
a bunch of stuff in there, and so...
Yeah.
It was leaking oil when they put it up on the rollback, and antifreeze.
And antifreeze, yeah.
So somebody told me that in the Hyundais, sometimes they put a engine oil cooler in the front. They run a line, and that might have been what got crushed and where the oil was coming from. So either way.
Wow, really?
What?
She said, I had one total mine too there in your town in 2014. Was that when She didn't come. That was so. It was before she met us, because that was 10 years ago. So I was about to say, like, I would feel bad if she had that happen when they came to visit, but I'm not up to speed what happened. We had a car accident. Fortunately, just Jason and I were in the car. Girls weren't with us. It was very minor as far as like with us. I was just in shock for a little bit, and then very frustrated with our insurance company because it seemed like as soon as Friday 5 o'clock happens, they just shut everything down and you can't get a live person. And when you're on the side of the road in a podunk town with like no access to anything, you know, you really want to rely on. It's not like I was dealing with some mom and pop insurance company. We have a pretty substantial insurance policy and insurance company, and I just don't feel like it was the same level of care we got when Blaze had his accident back before
COVID
2020. So yeah, there's that. We were very blessed. It's amazing how God works. He had it all set up as if he knew we were going to need a new car.
I mean, the whole thing, God was in the works of it from the beginning. We had to go to Augusta to look at saving 2 hives of honeybees. They're literally in homes, and so we went down there. That's what took us down there, and then without sharing too much, basically it was we were the last resort for these 2 homeowners, and so we were on our way back, and the deer either fell out of the sky or
came out of nowhere.
It just came out of nowhere.
Because Jason and I both have driven these country roads for the last 11 years, and we have gotten fairly good at dodging deer, and never have even come close. And this one just, and we've driven back during the day, because it did happen at night, but we've driven back during the day, and it just, there's no, I mean, it wasn't like there was forest or trees, or it was just wide open space, and just never saw it coming.
No, we're not in good hands.
No, we're definitely not in good hands.
Because I know that was an insurance company reference. But
no, but we've got it all somewhat taken care of. We're still waiting on our company to send an adjuster to take pictures and total out the car. So once that's done, then we can kind of put that chapter
to rest.
Yeah, to rest.
We got a new car. We have a 2012 Toyota.
A new to us car.
Yeah, 2012 Toyota Highlander.
Which is nice because now we have the 3rd row seating.
Yeah, the 3rd row seating.
So we can take car seats.
We got it sits up higher on the ground.
A lot higher, yeah.
So we can actually start going over to other friends' house who has driveways worse than ours and not
worry about bottoming out.
Bottoming out the car.
Yeah. That's nice.
So ride's nice. It's very neat. It's a 1-owner car. All the mileage that was on it was mostly highway miles. So it's got new tires all the way around, new brakes all the way around. All the maintenances were done.
Yeah.
And so it's been a real blessing.
Yep.
And the rest of the time that we have been steadily working in between rainstorms to get the garden in.
Had a lot of rain. Over the last month.
And so we'll be probably doing some garden videos and tours here probably soon. It's kind of neat way that I think that we setting up the big garden this year. We are trying to grow of course, everything to meet our needs for a year, but also to try to supplement our feed bill. Oh, excuse me. Oh, a little bit, and so that's kind of a little bit exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. We're working with some new implements that we got from Steck. I'm going to end up purchasing these implements because of all the future projects that we have in store to be able to get more growing space.
And how much of a blessing they've been.
And yeah.
You'll see. We've taken pretty extensive video.
Yeah, we got
on
2
befores
videos
and afters.
They would have already been out, but we accidentally left the GoPro in our buddy's car who brought us home
after the accident.
After the accident, so we had to go down there and get that today, and a lot of the footage.
Got it. Yeah.
A lot of the footage was on there, so hopefully one if not 2 of the videos that we've done so far are going to be coming out.
And if you didn't catch, this past week we did release a video on planting carrots. So if you haven't seen that one, you can definitely go check that out. We also had the tire incident with the tractor.
Yeah. There's Robin put a short out last night on that.
Mm-hmm. Tire came completely off the rim, but that was because
I was stupid and didn't pay attention.
It had a leak in it. Yeah. Actually, it had two leaks in it.
2 leaks in it.
So we got that back up and going, and so you had a chance to run everything one more time so that we could plant. And unfortunately, yesterday, while you were wrestling with the PTO, he twisted his back and pinched something. And so now that we know the quality of care that he gets in Anderson, I loaded him up in the vehicle and away we went.
And they took really good care of me over there at the emergency room in Anderson. Mm-hmm. And they gave me a muscle relax. Well, they gave me 2 shots of muscle relaxer and a steroid. Hence my hiccups.
Yeah.
And let's see. I slept like a baby. Of course, I was not permitted to do anything today.
Not by the doctor, but by the wife.
And they hid the tractor keys. They
no getting on the tractor today.
So that was kind of today. Kind of rough.
That's contagious. You need to
rough
stop
for
that.
me, not being able to do anything.
Well, there really wasn't much for you to do on the tractor.
I could have been over there picking up all of those small trees and stuff that we laid down over there to be able to go ahead and start to get that area ready on the other side of the.
What are you doing, Floki?
The other side of the grapes.
So we're marking out. We got a huge garden plot. No,
we're not even done yet.
We have to. I have to mark that all out. We started marking it this morning, and it was funny because the girls are like, "That's not straight." I'm like, "It's straight. Your dad's not straight. Like the way that you're." It like curves a little bit, so it just looks weird when we put the straight lines out, and the way that the ground has been done, it just looks funny. But when you actually just pay attention to the lines, it's very obvious that it's straight lines. So we're putting together some pretty big plots out there, and then I was out this afternoon. We let a lot of our raised beds over the winter just cover like grass or whatever, and just leave it, let it be so that it could, just kind of rest. And so I have been out there pulling all the grass and getting all the roots out so that we can plant in there. So hopefully there will be a lot of planting going on tomorrow, excuse me. But then...
Oh, we have a board meeting tomorrow, too.
Yeah. But then we have Monday. Alexa, cancel. Monday, we have to go down and do one of those...
One of the bee jobs.
Bee jobs. So, what we may do is lay everything out for the girls to start.
Now, we are also, with these bee jobs, we are going to try now this beehive's been out on the market for probably 5 or 6 years now. It's the Apame beehive, the plastic beehive. I'm going with this one because once the bees are in the hive, I can completely lock the hive down where they can't get out of it, and so it'd be a lot easier for us to travel.
To transport them. Since we don't have a truck bed that's outside.
Yeah, and so we can log them down in there, lock the lids on.
Yep, and then the reducers you can completely close shut, and there's a little circle dial that you can close shut, so it definitely makes it to where we can transport them without worrying about it.
And so we'll go down there and we'll do one, because they're obviously getting to be more and more in high demand, because I needed 2 high bodies and only one showed up, and the next one's not shipping till next Thursday. So
yeah, it won't be here till Thursday, so we'll have to go back down on Friday.
We'll have to go back down Friday and do the next one. That one might even be a Friday, Saturday job. But we'll have some video footage, maybe in a short, or maybe even a long video showing you guys the process of how I'm going to get these bees.
And also the actual hive, just kind of show you what it is and why we chose it, and potentially maybe some things we don't like when we start loading bees up. So, alright. I don't know what he's doing. It's the weirdest thing. He keeps Floki's trying to get underneath our bed, our bed cover, or comforter, I guess. It's pretty funny. So, anyway. What else?
I mean, that kind of catches everybody up.
Yeah. I think.
With everything that we've been kind of doing.
Yeah.
I do want to give a little bit of a rant. One of the preparedness channels out there has been putting out, as far as I can tell, false information, trying to do a bunch of fear mongering. I don't normally see this type of behavior, especially from Canadians. So that should tell you what channel it is. But they put out 2 videos back to back about us pulling our ambassador out of Russia and more evacuation, in Ukraine, and
just a bunch of
nuclear weapons being loaded on this one transport. I could not find any evidence, any proof of us pulling the ambassador out of Russia, or any mass exodus out of Ukraine, and definitely couldn't find anything on any of the channels or any of the news sources about any of that information. And I've given it a couple of days because sometimes when he he's usually the first one to let stuff out, but none of the other channels, especially ones that I respect tremendously, like Southern Prepper One, has said anything about this.
Yeah.
So I really don't understand, especially with the temperature of the way things are right now, why you would want to put your credibility on blast like that and completely lose people's respect and lose your credibility
right
to get clicks. So needless to say, probably not going to be subscribe to him much longer. I'm going to give it a few more days to see if anybody else says anything remotely close to it or whatnot. But I don't. It's been almost a week, and usually he's only either same day or maybe 1 or 2 days ahead. So I feel like that was just pure fear mongering and false information to try to get people to go to his store.
Yeah.
And you lose major credibility with me that way. So
I'm not.
Be on the lookout for false information being spread out there, and unfortunately now's not the time for them to be doing that, because anything could pop off.
And if you, it's like the boy crying wolf. Like, if you have the wrong information constantly coming out, you don't know whether to trust them or not. So.
So if you see something that makes you scratch your head or makes you go, this is a little weird, make sure you double check it.
Yes, definitely.
Double check it with.
Especially if you're going to share it with people. Like.
Well, if double check everything all the time, mostly. Even check the stuff that we put out. Double check. But
he's playing footsie with my toes.
But when you have this is driving me nuts.
I know, we're gonna have to cut it short because you're getting to where you can't even talk.
So make sure you just double check.
Yeah.
If it seems sideways or cattywampus to you, double check your sources, and then.
Yeah, I gotta have strong discernment nowadays.
If whoever it is that you're watching, to keep your finger on the pulse, send them a message. Tell them you don't appreciate it and that they just lost your subscription. And because that's the way, these guys, they start really losing subscribers and their views go down, they're gonna stop. Most of us are struggling to get views, and it hurts the paycheck. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to put out. I'll fight with the AI before I'll put out any false information.
Yeah.
Before I'll mislead anybody in any way.
Yeah.
So, just know that when we're putting out something and we're saying this is how we're doing it, rest assured we have done our homework. And what works here in Georgia may not work in Michigan or Pennsylvania or Texas
or wherever. Yeah.
So
every 7 seconds. That's crazy.
I didn't need that information.
She's a nurse. You know she's gonna tell you that.
And so, you know, just one of those. Now I'm trying to make it.
You're trying so hard. That's about 10, but still. So, anyway. Has everybody, I'm assuming by now most of y'all have gotten your gardens in. We're late to the, at least we're going to have one. We're going to be a little late to the
yeah, you can't blame me
dance,
this
but
year.
no. Well, a little bit.
How?
Because I had to wait on you to get the big garden done.
You could have went on that little section and gotten started.
Yeah, I could have. You're right. I could have all the beds planted, but I don't.
Procrastinator.
But I do have quite a few green peppers, an eggplant, and cucumbers, a few squash, and a few watermelons planted. So we just have to get our fertilizer game on. We have to start making some compost tea so that I can, because we're growing a lot of stuff in containers. My Walmart veggies are killing it. Well, we had quite a few tomato starts, and they
pepper starts
did not handle being acclimated very well. But we do have, like I said, we have some peppers, cucumbers, eggplant, and a couple squash and watermelons going. But we just got in a big order of seeds, and I'm hoping that the germination rate's gonna be good on them.
Yeah, Baker Creek recontacted us and sent us a bunch of seeds, and so hopefully we'll let you know how the germination rate is with them. I'm praying that it's Baker Creek from
before COVID.
Before COVID.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And
then so we've got lots of zinnias, and so we're gonna do a little bit of companion planting, and
right now we're trying to set ourselves up this year to be able to do a small CSA with maybe 3 or 4 families.
People, yeah.
And to possibly be able to grow that customer base next year. A lot of the stuff that we got from Baker Creek we couldn't find anywhere else, so we went ahead and ordered it, and then they're going to be put in plots where we will consume them. We may share them if we get a couple of customers, but we're going to be doing a lot of seed saving from those. Like a lot of them was the patty pan squashes.
Yes. I have a hard time sourcing those anywhere else.
Yeah, Baker
Creek has a huge selection of the different types of patty pans, so we ended up getting some patty pans from them. Yeah. So.
And then we have to get in touch. We found a local hatchery that we're going to try to meet up with and talk to, and maybe purchase some birds from them, or make a deal with them. And we're going to run. We're going to fix up our Siskovich tractors and maybe build one or two more, and start to try to run those birds right here in the front pasture, in the back, and maybe get some more egg layers, and then let them start to follow behind Louise.
Yeah. So Surviving in Alabama says, have y'all ever used cotton gin trash? We've used it several times. This year got some new and planted peas in it, and they're turning yellow, kind of like Grazon does. Not dead, just sick. Now, the only compost or like throwaway stuff we've gotten in the past has really just been the wood chips. And we've used a lot of stuff like on our farm. So like when we cut the grass and it hasn't gone to seed.
Ever since what we had happen with the soil 3 stuff, we have not outsourced our dirt.
Any kind of composted materials. Like even with the wood chips, we've actually used more of those. We've used for like walking areas and things like that, or like in the cow barn. And what we've done is that's just getting tossed around to where it can be composted.
We'll put the wood chips that we're able to get. We'll fill up Louise's stall in the milking barn where she goes every night, and then we put them around our raised beds where the strawberries are. And then when Louise pretty much has stomped it all down in the ground, laid it all down in the ground, pooped all over it, I clean out that stall again, which I'm getting ready to do, and then it goes to the back into just a big compost heat pile, and it'll sit back there for a year. And
so April asked what happened with Soil 3. Well, years ago we used them, and one, it's a very expensive product for what you're getting.
Yeah, and it was mostly just sand.
And it was very sandy. But moreover, we didn't really get great results from it.
Because of the mushrooms than anything.
Because of the composition of the soil, it really wasn't fertilized is not really the right word, but it really was just not much to it.
Yeah.
And then if you were following Jess and Maya a couple years ago,
it was Soil 3
but a couple years ago they had some issues with some soil, and some of it came from Soil 3, so there was that possibility as well. So it's just one of those things, and it's nothing necessarily against Soil 3. We've just learned that making your own compost is fairly simple. And so you would much rather use stuff that you know exactly what's in it rather than worrying about what it might be contaminated with. So
yeah, I would like to eventually build a lean-to like Charles Darwin or Dowling, whatever his last name is. Dowding.
Darwin. Which is funny because his name is Charles Darwin. But
in the back. So that way we could even turn it more successfully.
Yeah, so we don't have to.
And make each bin about the width of my bucket.
So I've been, as I've been weeding out the beds, I've been taking all of the throwaways over to our chickens. We've moved them all to one location. And so I'm allowing them to kind of toss that stuff around. And whenever we have like salad, and we have like the base of the lettuce, or we have the ends of the, the tomatoes or the carrots or whatever, cucumbers, we toss all that in there. And that seemed to be working pretty good. April said, what do you think about mushroom compost soil? Place in Gainesville grows mushrooms and has it for $30 for as much as you can load. Never used it.
Well, I mean, yeah, we have. That's what.
Mushroom compost?
Yeah, that's what the cactus soil's made out of. Because remember we went and bought that specifically for the girls. Cactuses.
I remember that, but I didn't remember it being made from mushroom compost.
I think it was mushroom compost.
I don't know.
And it did rather well for the cactuses, and so you can grow aloe and cactuses and stuff like that. I've never dealt with it, putting it in my veggie garden.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah.
You can give it a shot.
I would be more interested in that they grow mushrooms I don't want to see if I could figure that out. So.
You know, here's the thing. When it comes to soil, you want as much organic matter in it that you can get. And so you want to make sure that the organic matter that you're being put in there is as chemical free.
Yeah, it's as truly organic as it can be.
As you can be. Now, look, even us, we don't use any chemicals here, but the farmer on this side of us does.
Sprayed, was it yesterday?
And he always likes to spray when it's windy.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do probably get some residual drift over here.
Yeah.
So I can't necessarily, with any level of confidence to say, even our grass clippings are
not necessarily
good, because we don't spray anything on our lawn. Well,
we don't.
Drift happens. So
we need a shirt that says that. Drift happens.
And so we don't have a lot, so it'd be as very minute as possible. But then we also when we're doing that stuff, those grass clippings, and can you make up your mind?
Come here, baby.
Or as chemical free as we can make it, and then because one of the things in the summertime, we don't have a lot of access to wood chips, and people that charge for wood chips, think those wood chips are made of gold.
Yeah, for real.
And I just not on board with that. And so right now, when we cut around our kitchen garden and the entertainment side, we make sure that we're cutting the grass with the lawnmower that has a bag.
Yeah.
And that's what we're putting in Louise's stall. We're just trying to get it as thick as possible. And then she stomps on it, busts it up, poops on it, and
hi from Arizona.
then we scoop that out. So a lot of those grass clippings have been breaking down for almost a year and a half, 2 years by the time that we
get to them.
And so all chemicals have a residual, and as time goes on, that residual gets weaker and weaker. And so we're already not having a lot, and so by letting it compost down for that long period of time, we've probably got next to nothing, and excuse me. And so, you can't go wrong with making your own.
Yeah, definitely.
Too many people try to making compost like rocket science. And as long as you have like more greens than browns, it'll break down. Some things break down faster. Some things take an extremely long time to break down, and you wouldn't want to put them in your compost bin, like citrus peels, meat, stuff like that. But
anything citrus, yeah.
But vegetable scraps, weeds, cow manure, chicken manure. You don't have to throw rabbit manure in there, because rabbit and goat manure is safe to go straight on. But you can throw that in there as well. And then you just let it sit and let it cook, And as long as your pile's getting above a couple 100 degrees, you're frying the seeds from the weeds, so you won't be spreading those around. And
that's what we do at Geeky Gardens. I use the pile it up and wait composting method. It just keeps taking all of the junk back there.
Hey, Broussard, how you doing, buddy? We missed you, man.
Broussard.
That's what I said.
You said Broussard.
Whatever. He knows who I'm talking. talking to. Hey man, I saw your picture with the hail that you guys got at the firehouse, man. That's crazy. I was meaning to message you about that and make sure you guys were okay. Them things was like the size of golf balls.
The girls said that's what it was here, and when we had that like sudden downpour. It didn't last long, but it lasted long enough that Carol was trying to run towards the house, and Ladessa grabbed her, like pulled her back under the milking stall because it was pretty rough. I have thought about buying a dump truck so I can get chips and things. By the way, oak leaves and chicken manure works for me.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done leaf compost.
We've made leaf mold. Which is something I definitely recommend. We leaf mold, you can till it into your beds, work it into your beds, or you can actually use it as a mulch. And I think it's more beneficial as a mulch. But leaf mold is in my opinion, is extremely beneficial to your garden. And it doesn't matter if you're growing vegetables or flowers. It adds all those microbes and different molds and stuff in there, and it also helps with water retention. So
Brett said his sister lost another trampoline in the storms. That makes 3.
I don't think she should buy it for.
We actually had a tornado look like a tornado came through a couple miles from our house. And there's a guy that I've been watching him build what I thought was going to be a greenhouse, but then he backed out of making that and got one of those, the metal ones. And when we drove by there, it was like just folded in on itself, and I was like, oh, that sucks. So,
and on the way to the ER yesterday, there was in Anderson, there was a big, huge oak tree that it just uprooted.
Brian and
What's up, Brian?
Leafy mold is awesome. So are worm castings. Yes.
Yes, worm casting, vermicomposting is also a great way, and that's why I like what Kiki Garden was saying, was pile up and wait.
Yeah.
Because every time that we've done it this way, we have an overabundance blessing of worms
I was noticing
in our compost pile.
I was noticing that because we filled these beds from there, and as I was pulling out weeds and stuff, there's a tremendous amount of worms. So
yeah, and so that's. I mean, sometimes you have to look at a benefit to cost ratio when it comes with this. We just piled that bedding and different stuff up there. We didn't have any cover on it, so when it got rained on, it got rained on. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even turn it because I actually forgot that it was back there.
Yeah.
But it still broke down. I mean, at the end of the day, all organic matter is going to break down.
Right.
Even you, when you die, you will. If you get put in a box, the box will break down, and so you will break. So will you. You will return to what you were made, dust. And so, because you ding.
All right.
But so it's just about being patient, and that's the beauty of the compost. I'm not in the compost making business, so I don't have to stress about it. I'll have these big piles out there, and they're going to break down.
Right.
By the time I need to use them to top off raised beds, top off flower beds, because we're going to be putting some flowers and stuff in this year too, hopefully. And
there's no hopefully about it.
And then we will be able to supplement those, because there's no way that in this big plot that we're making and the other plots that we're making around Homestead. We're going to be able to top dress them with compost every time. So our plan is after the season, we will top dress.
Go ahead.
We will top dress the big plots that we got out there with ryegrass, winter wheat or whatever, and graze the cow and chickens on it. And I will just bring more organic matter to those plots via a dairy cow and some chickens.
Animal waste, yeah.
And then when it's time to have the spring garden and stuff, it's just going to be run till what's left, till it under, and use that as what they call green manure. And so that will build up more organic matter in those areas. Plus, we have good old Luke that will be bringing us fish scraps and stuff, and we'll add that to the compost, because now we're done digging holes, so we're adding his fish waste to the compost pile. So that's going to be done. But in the wintertime, we will go out there and we will dig random holes and
just toss the fish guts in there.
Toss the fish guts in there, and then top dress that little section with more rye seed. And let it be.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think that is the plan, the absolute best option for us for this area. This area that we've got is about half the size of a football field, maybe a little bit more, in this one section, and then we've got another strip that's going to go down beside the grapes, where eventually that will house blackberries, raspberries, and kiwi. And but this season we're just going to try to put our watermelons and pumpkins and stuff in there.
Although I'm still thinking about that, because the only reason is because every time I drive over that way or walk over that way, I see rabbits galore. And so I'm worried that if we put the pumpkins and the watermelons over there, we might be feeding the local rabbit population.
That's okay. We'll catch them and eat them in the winter.
So we're going to have to make sure that we plant quite a bit. So, all right. Well, it's been about an hour.
Really? Already?
Yeah, almost. By the time you wind this down and say your southern goodbye, it'll have been about an hour.
It's going to be like that.
Yeah.
So, everybody, if you could go back and when you have time, if you're doing laundry or whatsoever, if you guys could, we need to kind of really kickstart this algorithm. And I watched Jess and Maya do something that seemed to really has worked for them. Their people, the people that follow them hardcore, went back and start just watching older videos. And so that really has kicked their stuff back up for them a little bit. If you guys could please do that for us and get other people to join in into doing that for us, and like and comment on those, please, to really get this algorithm favoring, I don't want to say favoring, but at least helping us out a little bit.
It definitely would help us out.
Because that would help us out. Help us out tremendously. And
also, I haven't said it in a while, but I have seen a couple people have been helping us out with this. We have an Amazon affiliate link. And so if you are one to order a lot on Amazon, It doesn't cost you anything extra, but if you'll open up one of our videos, in the description, there's links all over the place for different things on Amazon. So if you just click on that, you don't have to get the thing that you clicked on. Just once you click on it, then it, does that. So if it's something that you normally do, like I try to do that when I'm opening up my Amazon, I'll try to go through somebody else's that I know, just to kind of give them credit. And that every little bit, like that kind of thing, helps. And it doesn't cost you anything, but maybe the little bit of an inconvenience to go through that link. So
yeah, because with the new car situation, we will not be able to DoorDash with this car, and so that takes a chunk out of our income.
Yeah.
So we're trying to increase the revenue from YouTube and Amazon and then of course our website. We have this. You got all your soaps listed?
I do. I'm getting ready to make more batches, so those will all be up and running here pretty soon. Do you know how many months it takes to do a play all on your videos? I have no idea. I've never, because there's like over 1,000, isn't there, or something? It's ridiculous. So it'll probably take a really long time. God bless y'all. Time for me and the wife to go on date night.
Whoop, whoop.
Enjoy. We do ours on Wednesdays.
Thursday.
Thursday, sorry. Thursday. I was thinking of Jimmy doing his on Wednesday.
Jimmy does his on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
we're Thursday.
So, yeah.
And I think John does his on Thursday as well.
Yeah,
So, thank you guys. Members, no after show tonight because of this situation. But be looking for a members only live stream coming out this week. We'll probably maybe even bring you guys to the honeybee extraction.
Ooh, yeah.
For a little bit as we're pulling out, let you guys see that as it's happening.
Yeah, that might be fun.
So if that's something that may interest you, go ahead and hit that membership join, and you got to be the second tier or above for the live streams.
Yeah.
And Luke, we'll see you tomorrow at church.
Yeah.
Church, and we love you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
It was nice to see all of y'all again. We missed y'all. So y'all have a good evening.
Yeah.
God bless y'all.
God bless. I think you should do it. It's not going to be easy for me to do this right now because of these hiccups, but we just want to say we love you guys. Good night. Thanks for hanging out with us. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever, hit us up in the Big Bear Nation Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Big Bear Nation Facebook group, go on over to Facebook and send a request. Make sure you answer all